men with Canty and Carlin on ESPN Radio earlier today on who is going to step up to help Luka.
Well, Jalen Brunson was that guy last series against the Jazz. Now, there's a big difference between the Jazz perimeter defense and the Suns perimeter defense. But, he's really the guy that they need to get going. Again, he was spectacular in the last series, averaged almost 28 points per game, really carried the Mavericks while Luka was out with that strained calf and kept it rolling when he was back.
Doncic shooting 54% from the field, 43% from the three-point line, averaging over 33 points per game so far in the postseason for the Mavericks. Stanley Cup playoffs end of the first period in Boston. Hurricanes and Bruins even at 1. Bruins down 2-0 in the series. First period in Tampa Bay. Maple Leafs now leading the Lightning 2-0. Baseball, White Sox and Red Sox scoreless early on at Fenway Park.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Same size as Steph Ja Morant. If that guy comes to your home court and wins a pivotal Game 3, Memphis goes on to win the series.
Get more from the guys Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Isn't this a sports show?
I don't know. Okay. Things get weird over here.
Yeah, it's true.
Almost entirely.
Chad, I can only imagine in response to us singing the Bananas in Pajamas theme song, said there's a reason other shows don't do it. It's a sports show. Or at least I thought it was.
Well, that was your first mistake. It's almost entirely sports.
That's the name of the show!
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
I'm pretty sure there's always going to be somebody we're better than and somebody we're worse than.
Take the show with you by listening on the Sports Radio 810 mobile app at 810WHB.com or by searching for Almost Entirely Sports wherever you get your podcasts.
You either listen to the show because you really like the Chiefs or because you really hate sports radio. And I am super cool with either of those reasons.
This is Almost Entirely Sports on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Happy Friday. Got a little Friday news dump. Also just had some candied bugs fall off of the console. That's coming momentarily in tonight's show. We got a lot to cram in the next 3 hours. Thanks for being here to experience it with us. I'd really like to get these chocolate-covered bugs. Maybe I'll just put them on my microphone for the remainder of this first segment before we begin eating them. There's a lot to establish. There's a lot going on here. I'll set the table and I'll put some bugs on them.
Very important question.
Sure.
Will chocolate bugs kill you?
No, so a lot of good questions. So I'm going to explain the bugs momentarily, and I will also let me tell you what the setup for the show is.
Kind of thought of that. I was like, I don't know what the carb count on a bug.
No,
I don't know if it's diabetes friendly.
No, so I mean they're mostly protein, right? Just protein and like shell or whatever. So no, I mean I think that the closest analog to these candy covered bugs would be like some chocolate covered shrimp, maybe. Shrimp are basically big bugs, right? I don't know.
Actually, that's not that crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy.
Nah.
Maybe just thinner shells or something. I'm not sure. But the reason that we have bugs in the studio is not because we have an insect problem here. No, not at all. But it's intern Adhel's final day, and as an intern, not like on Earth, You continue to exist after AES, and some would argue you begin existing after AES.
I would say you go on to a much, much better place after AES.
Yeah, I think that's probably mostly true.
So far that's what, like 4 for 4?
Everybody leaves and then goes on to bigger and better things. Adhel's going to be an interesting case because unless we've really changed her mind over the last couple of months, I don't think that her plan is like sports talk radio.
So much better things.
So yeah, I mean she's gonna be the president or something. Yeah, I mean there's gonna be we're gonna pick up a copy of Forbes in like
quite
5 years.
Nothing but uphill from here.
Right. But anyway, all of our previous interns ate bugs early on, and I think several of them did it like day one, which in retrospect does feel more like hazing than like a ritual.
No. Definition of a hazing is making somebody do something that you also don't do.
I don't think that's a definition.
No, it is. That's essentially what it is. Like obviously, it's like with anything, there's any legal definition that's more, but it essentially comes down to hazing is you make somebody who is below you do something that you are not doing with them. Essentially, that is the basis of hazing.
Well, so then
we eat bugs with them.
Yes,
it's not hazing.
Tonight we're all eating bugs. That's the important thing. And Adhel made the request of can they be covered in chocolate. So I bought some chocolate covered bugs. We will do that coming up next segment to celebrate the conclusion of Adhel's internship. Plus, we got like a Friday news dump from the Chiefs, and there's a couple things that are a little interesting in there. Also, they're never going to win another Super Bowl, which is pretty upsetting, but we'll explain why in a moment.
Well, just for now.
For now. This current roster, as currently constructed, will never win a Super Bowl again.
Things can change.
Doors open for them to win again. It's just going to take a minute. So we'll be back on that in a little bit. Plus, at 8, Craig Stout of the KC Sports Network will join us to put a bow on our first week of Chiefs draft recapping ahead of rookie mini camps kicking off tomorrow. And then at 9, of course, we close out the week every week when we can, whenever he's in town. Mick Shaffer of KSHB 41. He will join us at 9. And look, I'm just going to tease a new wrinkle into the Mick Hour. Jeb Marshall of the program is just going to be hanging around. And so, sure, we'll see what happens. I don't know. It seems like it should be fun. Plus, at the towards the end of the second hour, Erik Jones, if you're a NASCAR fan, and I get it. This show does not go NASCAR heavy very often, but we had an opportunity earlier today to talk to him. It's recorded. I'm gonna let you have that one. We had to record it earlier in the day. He's got a big race coming up on Sunday, and then they're back in Kansas Speedway for the next race here at the Kansas Speedway. Obviously, well said, Josh. Thanks, listener. It's the Advent Health 400 at Kansas Speedway. They're here next Sunday. You can get tickets for that at kansasspeedway.com if you'd like. And again, since we taped it, I'm gonna tell you quietly, it was a lot of fun. He's a 25-year-old NASCAR prodigy at this point. He's been driving for a very, very long time. We established exactly how long, and also we hit the almost in the Almost Entirely Sports pretty hard with Erik Jones. Driving the number 43 Chevy of Richard Petty Motorsports. That's right. That's the King's number. 43 is Richard Petty's number. And I think that's even kind of interesting. So we'll talk to him. We'll bring that back to you here at about 8:30 or so, sometime after we wrap up with Craig. So it's Craig, Erik, Mick, maybe even a little Jed in there as well, and then we're going to eat bugs at some point. As I was setting the carton of chocolate-covered bugs up on the console, I was looking at the back while the intro was playing. And I did answer some of your questions kind of ahead of time, Rudy. This entire container has 10 total carbohydrates, it says, 10 grams of carbs. That'll give me that's about the carbohydrate content of one single Reese's cup. I had one of those before the show. Thank you, Adhel. I had one of those before the show because my blood sugar was a little low. Gonna give me a little bump, a little peanut butter in there to kind of, stretch everything. That's a great, slightly low blood sugar snack. Maybe an elite one. Might be S tier in that category. I'm wondering if chocolate-covered bugs will give that a run for its money.
Oh, I thought you were saying bugs were the S tier snack for you, and that I was going to, oh, cool. I know what to get you now for birthdays, holidays.
Look,
just being a good friend.
This won't be the last time or the first time that I've eaten bugs. I feel pretty confident about that. Several other things on the back of this container that I did think was interesting. A little history lesson. Chocolate's been around since the early 1500s. Insects have crawled the earth and into mouths since the Stone Ages.
I don't like that.
It said everything tastes better with chocolate. The sensory sensation of a flavorful insect covered with chocolate results in a mouth-watering experience you won't soon forget.
I feel nauseous.
10 grams of carbs in this whole package, 70 calories. We're all going to stay nice and fit. This isn't going to throw off your diet or anything. Two things really, really got me, though. First, in the bottom left corner, Best Buy, 11/01/2023. So just want you guys to know, I got us the freshest insects. There's a lot of shelf life left on these bad boys, but of course we're gonna just polish these off tonight. I'm not saving these for later. And then also in the top right corner, there's a little American flag.
These are American bugs.
Close.
Homegrown in the U.S. of A.
It says made in America with genuine insects.
Now, is this Did we get a great deal on Grammy? I assume Grammy Award winning R&B artist Genuine's actual insects.
I imagine that I could have pronounced it genuine as well. I just it felt like insects are genuine.
Yeah.
But no, it's not the Grammy nominated, perhaps Grammy Award winning artist Genuine.
Are we sure?
Yes. Spelled
positive.
100%. I'm confident in this one. But I love that on exactly one package of snacks in the history of my life, I have been glad to read the phrase, contains genuine insects. Because right now,
those
tonight...
insects are made up of 75% insects, 25% who knows.
Right. It's not like, we're not at Taco Bell where we're like, hey, what percentage of beef is that beef? Like, well, yeah, I would say it's 75%. Yeah, it's the legal amount of genuine beef parts. It's like, oh, that's sort of weirdly vague. This case, these are genuine insects, or perhaps Genuine's insects. It is capital.
Thank you, Adele. She got me a Froze Rose.
It's a flavor of Bang energy drink that Rudy was deeply into for a while.
Yeah, very lovely. Also, have you noticed? I think they did this a while ago. Like they changed the cans.
Yep,
yeah.
I noticed that one on that
They're
color for the first
all
time.
white now with like all the cans are white with like whatever
the accent
color is. Yes.
I don't know if I like that or not. I kind of like a purple can.
I don't know. It kind of works. In an energy drink world of colorful cans, Bang's just zigging while everybody else is zagging a little bit. I get it.
Do you think it's messed up that we gave Adele absolutely nothing useful over the course of this internship other than a bad example, and then she came bearing gifts on her last day?
We gave her bugs.
And we're giving her bugs. Like I
bought her chocolate covered pretzels once.
That's really nice of you. I bought her chocolate covered bugs.
Who can say what's better?
Who's a better person? Who could possibly know that?
What's tastier? What's a better snack? I couldn't say. It just depends on the person, really. Some people say that's a delicacy.
You know what? Again, me eating these chocolate-covered bugs will change the course of my day less than me eating chocolate-covered pretzels probably would. Got to account for all those carbs in those pretzels. These bugs, I know exactly how many carbs are in them. No worries at all.
You know where those bugs have been. Genuine's house. You don't know where those pretzels were at. Not Genuine's.
So that's what the contents of today's show will be. They will be genuine. There will be genuine content and also genuine content over the course of tonight's show.
If we could play actual songs over the streaming,
yeah,
I'd be coming back with Genuine.
That makes...
I just want everybody to know this, that so whenever you hear the royalty-free music, in your heart, hear Genuine.
Name 2 Genuine songs.
There's a song about a pony.
Name another one. Name one more Genuine song, Rudy.
About how he... I already said that one, the pony song.
You can't just...
Got his heart broken.
I can hear Adele trying to help you, and I really, again, I appreciate how giving she is in terms of just like trying to help people out. That's not what we do. Hey, yeah. Adele, maybe, I don't know if you haven't been listening for your entire internship so far, but if there's a chance for Rudy to drown for the content... We not only are not throwing him a little life raft, we are throwing him an anvil. Big genuine guy here, Rudy Salazar.
I was a big genuine guy. I just said that these were Genuine's bugs. Big fan of his bugs. Know all about the bugs.
It's once again, it is spelled differently.
Yeah.
Could be a typo, I guess.
Mistakes are made all the time.
Adele, shout out the name of a different Genuine song.
I need.
We both heard it go like, well, what do you need? You need what? You need more time? You need another idea? Oh, that's
I need a Genuine song.
It's
Is
it's
it
on
a
here.
song?
Yeah, I see it on this list.
Okay.
I didn't feel the need to fact check her because she was as confident as
Adele
we were
is
unconfident.
our resident Genuine expert.
He's
in an episode of Parks and Rec.
That's literally what I was just imagining in that moment was I think he was in Parks and Rec, and then also just the
Donna's cousin,
the unending. I forgot that was the connection. I remember that, and I remember at any point if you say the word genuine or the word pony in any context, it's just wow, 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 wow.
He sings that song in honor of Lil Sebastian, the mini horse that sadly passed away.
Whoa, spoiler alert. That show came out like 10 years ago, man. Give people some time to catch up. It's on streaming.
Maybe a little longer.
Will Sebastian is fine. He's fine. Just watch the show. It's a pretty good show.
Good show.
This is a take that I don't know if the person that I'm about to out on this one has actually said on any of our shared platforms or not. But I'm going to grab Seth Kaiser from below here and yank him down into our mud on a Friday.
Doesn't sound like something you would do.
Because Seth and I have one take on Parks. I think he is more hostile towards a lot of Parks and Rec than I am. But I will make this take. Yeah, I'll make this take for both of us.
Like he doesn't like it?
Well, just you wait.
Okay.
Because I'm with him on this. I will not leave Seth on an island on this particular part. I like Parks and Rec a lot. Leslie Knope is just a lot. Maybe a little too much. I don't think I would want to be friends with Leslie Knope in real life. I think it would be exhausting.
I mean, yeah. It's also obviously like
she stresses me out.
For people who don't know, Greg Daniels and Mike. I almost said Greg Schur.
Mike Schur.
Mike Schur. Yeah, Greg Daniels and Mike Schur, creators of The Office, also created Parks and Rec. I mean, there's a lot of crossover. Like Leslie is Michael, but in the Parks and Rec department. Because Michael's a lot, man.
No, I know, but but she's so much smarter than he is, right?
Absolutely.
Which is like she's way more competent at everything that she does.
Absolutely. But here, see, this is the tricky thing in The Office, though. Michael weirdly is very competent. Like they showed a lot of stuff. He is an amazing salesman. That's why he is where he is, right? That's why their branch constantly has the best numbers. Because he's not that bad of his job. He's just a lunatic.
Amy Poehler is excellent.
Yeah.
I think the show is very good. Leslie Knope as a character gives me anxiety in a way that I don't know that any other character from that sort of a genre of television does. There's a helicopter flying out there. Where's that noise? Our door is shut today. The geese yesterday were coming through the sounds of an open door. There's the helicopters just zooming by outside right now, making some loud noises. Anywho, Leslie Knope stresses me out. That's what it's just that she's so tightly wound that I, as an already tightly wound person, I think that is not what I need in my television shows. I think Seth actively has taken shots at Parks and Rec on Twitter. I'm not doing that. I like Parks and Rec.
Good show.
But that
I guess I've never felt anxiety from Leslie as a character.
I think that's where
I guess
I'm
just strong, powerful women don't intimidate me, Josh. You set yourself up for that.
Hey, Rudy, a lot of people on Twitch have some concerns about if this is a real show or a test stream. You think our audio's on? Can people hear the show on Twitch right now, Rudy?
Yeah, I mean, I see audio. The bar's moving. Yeah, I hear us.
I wish no one would have heard any of the last 5 minutes of radio.
I think I probably just said it's the content. The content, like the way we've started off the show.
The content is so bad that I thought people were saying that they couldn't hear it at all.
Nope, they hear it all, Josh.
Good. Great.
Twitch, we have actually not started the show yet.
No, this
is just a new thing that we're doing where we kind of let you in on the pre-show show.
We've thought about doing
that.
We
will go live here in 40 minutes and about 40 seconds. Nobody can hear any of this over the airwaves.
Wouldn't hurt my feelings if that's more or less how this was all viewed. Well, I'm going to try to bounce back from that. Just dart thrown right into my eye socket. Through the glass, by the way. Just a real snipe shot from Rudy. I just thought about 14 more jokes that would have been funny, but would have been bad for the rest of this show ever getting back on track.
I was just simply going to say, you know what they say, Josh? When you fall off that tiny pony, just get back up on it.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. Wow.
The Friday news dump from the Chiefs, by the way, is a few things here. Let me hit you with the gist of it all. They signed 7 draft picks of their total of 10, which just double checking again right now. I was like, is that right? Is that legitimate? And it is. They signed everyone except for Sky Moore, Joshua Williams, and Leo Chanel. The other 7 have all signed. Brian Cook, Najee Johnson, George Karlaftis, Darian Kennard, Trent McDuffie, Isaiah Pacheco, Jalen Watson. They've all signed. Rookie minicamps open up tomorrow. And then they also signed a bunch of undrafted free agents officially, which does include Justin Ross. So he is officially a Chief as well. Again, they're getting rookies in for camps that are starting tomorrow. Give some of these guys some basically tryout chances. And then you want to have your rookies under contract, of course. But I believe that the other 3 will be able to still be there. They are at the facility. Actually, I'm thinking, I don't know if I saw, I think Sky Moore was, I think the Chiefs tweeted out a picture of Sky Moore at the facilities. Here's the gist of it. If you're going, wait a second, why is it 7 of them? Why hasn't Sky Moore signed? Is he demanding more money? Look, the way that the current NFL rookie contract structure is set up, you are slotted into what you're making by your pick. There is not a lot of wiggle room in there. I do think there's something in terms of the guarantees and all of that. George Karlaftis was the first one to be announced to sign his deal. It was announced by, I think Schefter had it first, that it was fully guaranteed. I don't know that every one of those first-round contracts necessarily will be. This isn't going to be a Sam Bradford, like Matt Stafford situation for anybody. No one's holding out into training camp for this.
Yeah, I know the Packers' first-round pick also got a fully guaranteed. But that is essentially what this comes down to, right? It is the amount that you're going to get in a signing bonus up front. It's the amount that's guaranteed. And then also just some little contract-specific details that don't really affect the salary cap even that much, or even like us as fans. It's little things, right?
So don't go panicking about again why those 3, why Moore and Williams and Chanel haven't signed yet. I would expect to see them out there tomorrow, and if they're not, those 3 guys also. I mean, you want everyone to get into the system, of course, as quickly as possible. But I imagine that there is something relatively minor that is sort of holding up that process. It might be something logistical. It might be something where the Chiefs are doing it on purpose for some reason. Literally, I could not tell you, but I do not think it will be anything sort of severe. The slightly surprising move is that they waived Austin Ryder. Now, you might say that the surprising part of that was that Austin Ryder was a Chief again. And I would understand why that would be surprising to you, because last year, he left in free agency. He bounced around to a few different teams, landed on a practice squad, pulled up off of it, all of that. He was in a few different places last year for 1 minute or another. But then Austin Blythe, who the Chiefs signed last offseason, he left in free agency, and the Chiefs brought back Austin Ryder. My thought at this point is that, if Austin Ryder's driving around listening right now, we're gonna defend your honor here momentarily. The Chiefs might have looked at their roster and said, hey, man, we got to free up a spot to get all these rookies in here. Nobody else is here to poach Austin Ryder. We know we'll be able to get him back by training camp. Maybe that was the logic if they do move back on from some of their rookies again. But ultimately, it was a little surprising because right now, like behind Creed Humphrey on an unofficial depth chart here, you got Darrell Williams. Nick Allegretti potentially could do some center behind Creed Humphrey if necessary, but I think they're going to have a specialized center on this roster. If they think Darrell Williams can be that guy, he'd probably be a little cheaper. He'd definitely be a little younger, but maybe they think he's got a higher ceiling or something. Maybe it's more positional diversity. I really don't know.
Can also play running back.
Different Darrell Williams, unfortunately. Thank you, Rudy.
You're welcome.
Is that the joke you're waiting to get in, Flash?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know what the vision on all of that is going to be, but because when they signed Blythe last year, it was pre-draft. It was like in free agency. And the thought was, is Austin Blythe going to start for 1 year? It's a 1 year deal at the time. We knew that. So I was like, is he going to start for a year and then dip? Like, that's kind of a weird thing to do for a quarterback who's you're going to have here for, the next decade and change, hopefully. So then you get Creed Humphrey. Well, now Creed Humphrey's going to be Patrick Mahomes' guy for as long as the Chiefs can afford to